Okay, I had a dream about time travel and the numbers 88 or the 88's and how it relates to Mandela Effect. And I had it on June 20th or 21st of 2016. And one of the reasons I'm doing a bunch of these tonight and uploading them is because of all the links I have ready to post and the things I have to show you that relate to this dream I had like 2 months ago. So I don't remember a ton of it, but I remember in the dream that I was like gasping, like, oh, I get it. Oh, and like having an aha moment, like, oh, okay. And in the dream, I understood that time was being manipulated. Our timeline was being manipulated, and I did not know how they were doing it, but I understood that they were doing it. So when I say I didn't know how they were doing it, that is to say I don't know if they're using a certain group to time travel and alter things, CERN, um, if it's a supercomputer, if it's a bunch of things combined, but I knew that they were doing it for different purposes, okay? And one of the purposes was to alter things in our timeline, in our reality, to further their agenda of getting the New World Order set up. Okay? Like tweaking things about history just enough so that people don't really look into it and they don't realize things are not quite right. Okay? Um, and, and the other part of it is the Mandela Effect, okay? Whether you believe it or not, or you believe one reality versus another, many people will say, oh, I remember it this way, and there's a whole separate group of people that say they remember it another way. And everybody varies on each little topic if you ask them the spelling of a certain logo, and quite frankly, I think the logos are kind of just small potatoes. It's the other things that are more disturbing. But the thing of it is, people are arguing about it. They're being hostile to one another over what one person remembers versus what they remember. They're not considering that there's a possibility that they're both right, or there's something bigger happening that they can't understand. It's beyond their reasoning, their tools for reasoning, or their capacity to understand it with what they know and what they've been taught. So it's creating a lot of the attitude, those people are crazy, or that person's ridiculous, and there's infighting, just like flat Earth. It's almost like people, whether you believe it's happening or not, people are fighting about it, and that's part of the psyop. Okay, just like flat Earth, people are fighting about it, like calling each other stupid and just horrible things instead of just taking in the information, thinking about it, and deciding for yourself and moving on. People are fighting about it. You're not supposed to be fighting with one another and name calling and attacking, and it's pretty, some stuff is pretty horrible that people are doing to one another. It's just like that beastly church group dream I had. It's very similar. Everyone is attacking one another. It's part of the distraction. We're all being distracted and attacking one another. So it's not just that you're being distracted, but then you fall into the other trap of starting to attack one another, which is what you don't want to be there. So I definitely in this dream knew for sure that they were altering things in our timeline. No question. I did not know what methods they were using to achieve it. And also, because I've looked into some of these things, I just want to point out the hourglass looks like an 8, and it also resembles an infinity sign, which also looks like an 8. So when you turn an hourglass on its side, it looks like an infinity sign. And I think that's interesting. Just to, you know, when it's one way, it's infinite, and when it's the other, time runs out. Okay? It's like a flip-flop. So some things I wanted to point out, and one of the reasons I was, wanted to get this video up is that Nine Nania just put up this, and I'm not going to play anyone's video. She just put up this video. You should watch it, okay? And this video, okay, all these videos are in some way, shape, or form about time travel or Mandela Effect and how things are being altered. This, I just want to get it so you can see this guy. This is Photohelix. You really, what I said about everyone arguing, and I had that feeling when I had that dream. That was part of it. It was altering our timeline and getting everyone to argue and fight and be distracted. Argue and fight with one another and totally be distracted. Okay? He says the same thing. Okay? And he just put this up like a couple days ago. You can see right here. Nicholson has a 2-part thing about flight MH-370, the Malaysian flight. He's got 2-parters, and he called it the Crazy 88's. Now, in my dream, the dream was about time travel and the 88's and how it related to Mandela Effect. And it may be that 88 was in this, and it was also in Back to the Future. So whenever they're doing it, and they make a lot of movies where time travel is kind of thrown in your face. A lot of these things are thrown in your face in movies and TV shows and commercials and stuff. So just things to consider. Now, KJ Ozborne of the Scariest Movie Ever, he does a radio show every week. And the weirdest thing is, this is the only one I've ever had time to listen to. But at 1 hour and 23 minutes and 57 seconds, they begin a discussion about Flat Earth, the Book of Enoch, the Keys of Solomon, and the Key of David. And it's a short discussion, and Nicholson talks about that a little bit, and others do. And then at 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 43 seconds, Nicholson starts to talk about the Mandela Effect and how it has affected a video he made. And I really think if you, whether you believe it or not, this is something you should consider listening to. This man is like Jonathan Kleck. He puts up truth. You can go investigate anything he says. It's easy to find. You can use your own discernment about his opinions on things and what he's showing you about transhumanism. I've, just like Jonathan, I've never found him to lie or be a misleader. I feel like he is very careful about what he puts up and what he says and what he does, and he's very, very talented. But to listen to this individual who my heart tells me is trying to tell you the truth and puts truth in your face, and you can go and investigate it. He has nothing to hide here. To listen to him give a testimony about how Mandela Effect has altered one of his videos was like a game changer for me. And I listened to it after, okay? I want you to know I had the dream June 20th. This show didn't even come on until July 2016, and I realize, you know, some of you may be saying, oh yeah, you're just saying that. I have everything in a journal, and it's been a summer of, you know, home with my children and not able to make videos in quiet time. But all of these little things coming out have made me feel like the urgency to put that up. You know, I needed to do it. The last thing, MrCati just put up a video, okay, about Mandela Effect and his theory on it. And he talks about a supercomputer, an AI working, you know, a supercomputer working our timeline. And I just wanted to put that out there. Some things for you to consider.